Today I wanted to pretty much discuss what I found to be the highlights for the Gundam TGS presentation, and it was their very last one from what I was told. And, honestly, it was alright. I mean, it didn't show what I really wanted to see, which was obviously actual game footage for Gundam Versus, so that way we can all, as the audience for the game itself, get a good idea of how the game will pretty much, be. So the portion involving SD Gundam G Generation Genesis was probably the biggest chunk of what I enjoyed about the entire presentation itself. Although the presentation was pretty much all about SD G Generation Genesis. Pretty much, honestly, half of the entire thing was about it, and they have even a concert and everything. It shows some footage of the gameplay, although we've seen some, but what I found to be a very cute and kind of adorable twist to the whole thing was how they actually included the singer for the opening of the song itself. And by the way, her singing was just fucking fantastic. I'm being like a complete fanboy here, but honestly, it is really, really good music. For just an SD Gundam game itself, it's really, really solid. And what kind of pissed me off slightly was how weak the applause was for the audience after she sang her songs. But I suppose that could also be because of, well, the number of people in there, and also the culture for Japan. I'm not exactly sure if they're all for just cheering and being rowdy when they really like and appreciate something, or if they are just generally really quiet and just do silent applauses. If you guys didn't know, G Genesis will be my very first SD Gundam G Generation game that I will actually play, because I never played any of them before. Because of the language barrier, I thought it was just kind of pointless because I wouldn't really understand any of the dialogue, so why would I play it? But because they are actually doing an English version for this game, or Asia version, I can just pick it up and be able to truly understand the story and just generally have a really good time playing the game itself. So another highlight for the stream itself was the portion where it introduced the Scramble Gundam. Now, I am fairly new to Gunpla itself, as you guys all know, and I'm not one to judge anything because obviously I don't have a lot of experience, but the high-grade Scramble Gundam looks actually okay, to be honest. It's pretty much like an orange Zeta, just from a very obvious and simplistic detailed description about the thing itself. I'll have a picture of it if I can find it. But anyways, it's from the, I believe, OVA of Try, which is like Island Wars or something like that, or something along the lines of that, which I heard a lot of people didn't really like that much. Their expectations wasn't reached to its max, but that's a different topic for another day. And now for the bread and butter for this video, or at least in my opinion the bread and butter, because if I were watching this video I'd be like, oh man, when is he gonna get to the Gundam Versus part? But yeah, so here we are now. So when I was watching it, I was like, what the they didn't show anything for this game. But that's also due to me being complete ass at Japanese, although I am taking a Japanese intro course. But apparently I'm really bad at Japanese and couldn't understand anything they were saying except for the question statements and numbers they were saying. That was pretty much the only part I really understood about it, or at least could decipher. But it was only then, until I kind of vented on Twitter about it, that one of my followers showed me a link to what seems to be like some kind of alpha testing, which was mentioned by the producer himself, Ryu Ichirio Baba, if that's how you pronounce his name. But anyways, this is what he said. He said, quote unquote, "I want to differentiate the console and arcade games. I want people all around the world to play 2-on-2 battles." So just take it for what it is. Don't really go too deep into his words itself. It's all in the heat of the moment. I'm pretty sure he was nervous and he couldn't really say like the most detailed possible thing about the game itself. But just don't be too excited, and don't be too I guess, closed-minded about the game itself. Just be, a good, right in between, just be neutral. Be ready to see it for what it is in the future and accept it for what it is, But overall, I was really actually entertained by the Tokyo Game Show. This was actually my first time that I actually sat down and watched like the entire Gundam portion for it. It was actually a pretty good show, to be honest. I really loved the singing. I loved the fat Char guy. Like, he literally came on stage. I was like, who the fuck is that? Like, what that looks like a Char Aznavour just after the war. He just kind of let himself go, man. He's got a neck beard growing or something like that. He's got just hair over his freaking face, fats, and just oh Jesus Christ. But yeah, that Char was just the comic relief, or the comic factor for that entire presentation, honestly. So if there's anything you can take from this video, it's to first know that they are doing like 2 different paths. The first one is just consoles, which they are, obviously doing Gundam Versus for, and the arcade, which will still, be Maxi Boost on. It pretty much seems like they just want to go 2 different paths to please both types of gamers, and also bring the game to just everyone in general, pretty much. But that pretty much wraps up my video for tonight, guys. If you want to share with me how you perceive the stream to be, just leave a comment down below and we can perhaps discuss it itself. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and have a good night.